Hey everyone, my name is Dre and I'm excited to present a short and simple beginner guide for the new Battle Royale Apex Legends. This is going to be just a brief overview, and based off some feedback, I'll be making more in-depth guides shortly. For now, let's move right into the video. To kick things off, the layout of this game is 3-man teams. You're not able to queue into any solos or duos at the moment, but not a problem. Matchmaking will autofill members into your team as required. Each match will start off with a draft pick and places you in almost a pick order to choose which legend you'd like to play. There's a great variation of abilities offered between these legends, and I'd really suggest playing all of them to get a real understanding of what they have to offer and what you're going to be going up against. I will end up going into further in-depth of each legend in a future video. Great, you are done picking your legend and you've moved on to the drop. One member will be appointed the Jump Master, and after dropping will be able to control the flight path of the whole team. You have the option to separate yourself from the team, which then gives you full control of your flight path down. Get familiar with the ping keybind, as you're able to suggest areas to drop if your team is not communicating in voice. The hot zone is marked in dark blue and will have higher than average loot, but will also be a hot drop, so be prepared to fight it out. The supply ship's stopping point is marked in the baby blue, and you can actually see it moving while you're flying on the main ship. Now this can actually be landed on while it is moving. It's a little bit of a tougher drop depending on the angle that you're coming in, but if you do land on this ship, it does contain high tier loot and will be worth landing on. So movement in this game is a core fundamental skill that you're going to have to master, and I'm assuming at first you're probably going to feel like it's very sluggish when compared to Black Ops 4. You will notice that when sprinting, the longer you're running in a straight line, the more momentum you gain up to a certain point. So essentially your sprint is almost like a 0 to 100 ramping up. Each platform is going to have a keybind to put your guns away and pull your fists out. This is by far the most optimal way to travel around, as you can move at full sprint speed whenever you'd like. There's no ramp up time here, it's just completely 100% sprinting. Pro tip would be looting with your fists out, as you can navigate quickly between the buildings, and any attachments that you pick up will automatically apply to the weapons you have put away, so no worries, they won't be filling your inventory space. By holding crouch, you can actually move into a slide animation and quickly move down hills and mountains with ease. Remember, there's no fall damage in this game, so any aggressive movement off high areas will not be punished, so if you're getting pushed by a team, feel free to jump off. There's no damage taken and you can continue to move once you hit the ground. By holding the jump key, your character is actually able to scale walls and buildings within a reason of height, so you're not going to be able to climb every single wall, and this is kind of going to be a trial and error until you get kind of the feel of which height you're able to climb and the terrain that you're able to climb up on. Gear in this game is much like any other BR and has a tier progression. You're going to be filling out a helmet, chest, knockdown shield, and backpack. Starting off with common, which is white, rare, which is blue, epic is purple, and legendary is yellow. The legendary gear provides an added benefits that the previous tiers could not. So when you're moving from, say, a blue to a purple on the backpack, you're just getting a few extra slots, but when you actually move up to that legendary backpack, you're getting an added bonus of making your healing and shielding take half as long to use. I would definitely make sure to become familiar with all the legendaries and the added bonuses that they provide. The weapon attachments also have a tier progression system, and something that's built into the game is kind of a smart looting system. So if the item or attachment is actually not an upgrade, then it will not swap when you go to pick it up onto your weapon. One big bonus with weapons though is if you wanted to, say, replace your weapon with a different one you found on the ground, when you use that replace function, any compatible attachment on that gun will also move right over to the one that you just picked up. So it's a nice smooth transition, and it's a fantastic feature that they actually added in. One thing you're also going to be finding around the map is going to be the different size healing and shielding items. Just much like other games, having small pots and big pots, they have that for healing, they also have that for shielding, and they'll have something called the Phoenix kit, which 100% heals you and 100% shields you as well. That does take some time to get off, but it is a full heal and shield item. So just definitely start traversing the map, becoming a little bit more familiar with the different items, and you'll have an easy time soon enough. By holding the ping key down, a cog will appear giving you all of the communication options with your team. These would be things like which location to head to, enemies spotted, enemies have been here. A great thing to utilize with your team is pinging on gear. You may not need the upgrade, but pinging valuable gear on the ground, your teammate might need. So it's very useful to use, especially if you're in a team without comms. Last but not least, we have the revive system Apex has put in place. If a party member is knocked down but has not been killed, you're able to actually walk up and bring them back to life. Now, if a member of your party has been thirsted or full killed, you do have an option to run over to their loot box and pick up their player banner, which you'll have to take over to a respawn point marked on the map. These are the green icons. Now, one thing you'll notice when a player has been full killed, there is a timer on their body, and if you do not make it to their body within the time and pick up the respawn beacon, they'll be fully out of the game. So that's definitely something that you want to have a priority on. If you're able to clear the people out, run in, get their banner, and take it over to respawn point, that will be the most effective use of your time. After respawning, the member will drop down and they'll have no items. So this is a great time to either drop them a gun or maybe navigate them back over to some bodies so that they can get some loot and be ready to get back in the game. One quick tip with being downed, this is when that knockdown shield comes into play, and depending on which rarity of shield you have, it will be more or less shielding. So once you're down and say somebody comes up to start shooting you, you're able to actually hold down the shield and then block that incoming damage up to whatever the amount is, and you'll see that number diminishing until 0. At that point, then you no longer have any shield and they are able to finish you. One thing you can do over dead people or somebody that is knocked down is when you walk up, there's something called a finisher move. When you click this, you'll kind of go into a cinematic state where you'll do your finisher animation. If somebody shoots at you during this finisher animation, it will cancel it and you'll be brought right back into the fight, but the finisher animation will instantly take them out and then they will be full killed. I hope you guys were able to take something away from this beginner guide, and if you found it useful, please drop a like and subscribe for any future content, as it helps my channel grow tremendously. If there's any feedback, please let me know in the comments below, and if there's an area you'd like a more in-depth advanced guide on, or maybe just general Apex coverage, please let me know down in the comments. My name is Dre, and I'll see you all in the next video.